Attention leaders, you probably know why you should invest in yourself, but do you know where you should invest in yourself? If you want that to be clear to you so that you can make the right decisions in your development moving forward, then this episode is for you. So, I'm going to talk today about where leaders should invest in themselves. Obviously, as a coach, my number one and only answer would be like invest in coaching. However, I'm going to tell you three different areas that you should invest in yourself as a leader to bring you the most benefits. I'm also going to talk about some stories of leaders who I've worked with or who I've met who have invested in themselves in these certain ways and had really great results. And then this will help you to have clarity on what your next steps should be. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because I often get asked from corporate leaders, business owners, where should I invest my time, my money, and my energy? Because those are the three things that you're investing, right? Your time, your energy, and your money. There might be other resources like your team, manpower, other things. But the main three things are time, energy, and money that you will be investing. But where should you invest those things? Well, let me share some stories with you so that it really brings it to light and you can start to feel a little bit more about like, oh, is that like me? Or I can totally relate. So let's name this first person Sarah. So Sarah was feeling pretty lonely. She was unsure of herself. She was feeling like a lack of sense of belonging. And then, so when she did get into interactions, she was starting to feel a little bit awkward. Maybe you felt like that after COVID because things are very different now. And you haven't been interacting. And so financially, this is causing her to not make the kind of money that she wanted. Also, she couldn't get ahead as easily. And so maybe you're feeling that way too. Now, what she decided to do was start attending events with like-minded women, other female leaders, other business owners who she could connect with. And what she found, which is really, really cool, is that she was able to connect with someone that really helped her out in kind of an experience or in crowdfunding. And it's funny because I actually connected the two of them by putting them in the same group for an activity, which was really neat. And so in doing so, she felt more connected. She grew in her confidence. She got the answers that she needed, which is really great. Other people who have done this, and what is the thing you should invest in? Connections, networking, being with other people who you can help them. It can be a win-win and they can help you. And so connections is so important. What I've seen in clients I've worked with, what I've seen in women that come to my Dynamic Women events and summits and other trainings, even with a group coaching program, is that connection brings so much. It brings increased wealth because people refer to people they know, like, and trust. Also more confidence because you start to see that others are reacting really well to you. Also, people vouch for you, right? Recommendations, people writing testimonials for you, even if they haven't worked with you. So it's really important to invest in your connections by attending events, by being part of masterminds, group coaching, programs, different things where you get to connect, know a lot of cool people. This also reminds me of the Jim Rohn quote that you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And so maybe you are looking to elevate your 5 and get some more people in there. So do you think that you're getting enough connection in your life, enough like true connection with the right people? Let me know. And which part of that story of Sarah really resonated with you? Now, the next story, I'm going to call this person Jen. Now, Jen was wanting to start a very specific type of business, and she wasn't sure how to do things. This was holding her back. She kept saying she wanted to do this, but she wasn't moving forward. She felt hesitant. She was like, oh, I have to create all this new stuff, and I have to figure out how to do it. And what she realized was that she was trying to reinvent the wheel. maybe you've done this yourself. And so where should you invest your time, energy, and money? In learning. And not just any kind of learning, practical, actionable steps. That's the type of learning that you want to receive. And so when Jen was able to listen to someone teach her something and follow their tips, this wasn't even a program in this case, follow their tips, she was able to, in the following 2 weeks, add 1,000 in profit, 1,000 in profit to her bottom line. Pretty good, right? And so that meant that 1,000 to profit was she actually started doing her business. She actually put things into place. And by following those steps, it was so much easier for her to get going. So the key thing here is invest in learning from people who have done it, learn from people who have the experience so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? After she did this, she felt like, whoa, this was so much easier, so much faster. And it increased her confidence because she already knew that the steps she was going to take were actually going to move her forward because they'd move someone else forward. By this approach to learning, I have seen other people save thousands of dollars. I have seen people get rid of certain technology they were using to use other technology. I've seen people like completely gain back hours of their week because they were able to follow a certain method or approach that someone taught. I've also seen people be able to bring in a new marketing effort, which has brought them new leads and new clients. And this is all from learning from others. So we have connections, invest in connections, invest in learning from others. And I have the last one here. So I'm going to name this person because I don't want to use people's real names for confidentiality, right? I'm going to name this last person Poppy. And so Poppy was feeling pretty stuck. She was feeling like her energy was being zapped and that her confidence was starting to wane. And it's because she, was working at this high level, being a great leader, but she was like, I don't have it all together. Like, I'm trying to keep face. I'm trying to make it seem like I know all this stuff, but I really don't. Or I hope people don't find these things out. I feel like an imposter. I really don't have everything together. I really don't know everything that I'm supposed to do. And a lot of that was then causing her to not perform as well because she was doubting herself and she was thinking that she was the only one. And so she was keeping everything quite private to herself. But then what she did was she started listening to other people's stories and she was investing in inspiration. So this is the third one, invest in inspiration. What she found was in listening to one of my stories about where I sucked and where I didn't have it all together. And I've got a bunch of those. She realized, wow, successful women don't have to have everything together every second of every day. And she said to me, it's so refreshing to hear the honesty and the vulnerability that like, you're not perfect all the time. And by her continuously looking for moments and times to be inspired by others, she realized I don't always have it all together. And she was able to make it through this hard time, this struggle, because she was inspired to go for it. What this has also done for other women that have invested in being inspired by their people's stories, so hearing great stories from others, is that it gave others permission to go for their goals. It gave other people hope. I remember that one day when someone said, oh, that gives me hope because you shared that story. And so inspiration is the third way that you should invest in yourself. I can give you probably 20 other ways to invest in yourself, but these are 3 things that you can do often. You can do easily. It doesn't take a lot of time, energy, or money to be able to do these things. So of those 3, connections, learning, but learning like tangible steps, and inspiration by stories, which one of those 3 do you feel would be most impactful for you, even if you're doing it already, but to add like more of it, which would be most impactful for you? And let me start saying some hellos. I've got this all rigged up here where I have my my phone in my cup of pens. So let me just grab that for a moment and say hello to everyone there. Hi to GLT Williams. Hello, hello. I'm going to wave at you. Hello, PK Rebel Soul, which is Paula. Hello, hello. And for those I see that have commented over on Facebook, hello, Lisa. Welcome. And at any point, if you are watching this and you have a question, please pop it in as well. I'm happy to answer that. So kind of in summary, and I said I would give you a very quick and easy way to be able to move forward with all of these three, actually. So this will give you clarity on next steps. And so next steps, I'd say for you, is to put all three together. And the all three is in the Dynamic Women in Leadership Summit. I've done it for you, right? I'm going to be fostering connections for you to be able to connect with female business leaders, the experts who are speaking, also with the other women who are going to be in attendance at the Dynamic Women in Leadership Summit. It's going to be amazing. It's next week, June 3rd and 4th. For those of you who are on Facebook, I think that, and I'm going to show it up on the screen. There we go. So for those of you who are on Facebook right now, you should see it up on the live. For those of you on Instagram, I'm going to come back after and comment with the links. You can come in and check that out because it's kind of a long link. So I want to make it easier for you. So that's the connections piece. There's going to be a lot of connections, plus connecting with me by doing a Q&A session when you have one of the VIP tickets. And then the other piece is the learning. I have curated so many amazing experts who are going to help you to be able to lead either in certain areas of your life with actionable steps, because I don't want it to be just, fluff. And I'm going to ask them the questions to pull out those really great answers so that you can put things into place, either in a specific area of life, or on the flip side, it'll be something to support you as you already go towards the things that you are doing in your life. And so that's the learning piece. And the last piece is inspiration. We're going to ask the women to be vulnerable. We're going to ask them really some questions about their life so that they do tell some more stories, because the stories will stick with you in your mind. And when the going gets tough, not just the tough gets going, but the inspired leader will continue to go forward. So thank you for listening. Thanks for participating. For those of you who commented, I appreciate it. And let me know, what was your biggest takeaway from this little training today, where I actually am connecting with you and I'm teaching and I'm telling stories so you're inspired. Let me know which piece was your biggest takeaway. And I want to see you next week. February. How am I in February? June 3rd and 4th. And if you're like, oh, I can't make it, just register anyway, because there's an opportunity for you to get the recordings so that you can watch them at your leisure whenever is great for you. So until next time, everyone, stay dynamic. Bye.